So it's been a couple of days since I've posted, and I was thinking of maybe playing a bit of music today, but I figured I'd make a quick post before I got into a bit of music and maybe get your opinion on something that happened today. So I was at work earlier on, and we have a new younger fella. He was maybe mid to late 20s, early 30s. I don't know exactly how old he is, but he had just started recently working with us back in December. So he's been there for a few months, right? And I'm one of his few buddies there. Some people like him, some people don't, but most people take him in well stride. He's a pretty cool young lad. I like him. But him and I started chatting because he wanted to come out for a smoke break this morning with me. As I'm his buddy, as I said, and we started chatting. And he asked how long I had been living in this area, right? So I had mentioned, I had moved here when I was a young lad. I was probably like maybe about a year old when I first moved into this general area. But I moved into town when I was 5, 6, 7 years old, right? Um, and So I've been around for a long time, I mentioned, which helps when you're doing certain jobs, I said, like delivery or if you're a cab driver and stuff. And I mentioned that, I've never been a cab driver, but I delivered pizzas for a while and I've spent well over 15 years in fast food, which has nothing to do with knowing your area. But living in this area as long as I have, I know it quite well because my dad's had a few different types of jobs. I caught him here and there, you know what I mean? So he's showing me quite a few places as well. So I know shortcuts like crazy, right? So I mentioned like it has helped with, being able to deliver, for example. And then I mentioned the simple fact, because I was a delivery driver for a while, and I mentioned the simple fact that women tend to get more tips than men. Didn't say it disrespectfully. I didn't say, oh, them bitches making more money than me. What the fuck is this, you dirty C? You with a blah, blah, blah. I wasn't saying anything like that. Just said that women tend to get more tips than men. So, considering, waiters or waitresses or delivery drivers don't tend to get paid full wage, like they don't get minimum wage. So they really depend on the tips a little more. So it didn't work out for me, is all I was saying, right? And one lady turns to me and she goes, well, you'd better watch what you say about that tip situation. I'm like, sorry? Because I'm generally confused at this point, right? I'm like, I just mentioned women tend to get more tips than men. She's like, well, yeah, but you gotta be careful. I'm like, well, I'm sorry if I offended or upset anybody, but I'm just having a conversation over here. Just saying something I didn't say in a sexist or whatever way. I'm not being rude here, just making a statement, right? And as I had walked in, I didn't hear it, but according to a co-worker I chum with sometimes said that another chick I work with, and mind you, these two or three ladies who were talking to me about this, they're in their 50s. They're not 16, they're not 22, they're in their 50s. Old enough where I thought they had a little more, right? But they end up, the one who's always on my ass because she's got nothing better to do with her life, she's like, oh, that was sexist. I'm like, okay, so first of all, I made a statement, which is a fact. It's not my opinion. And if you think I'm wrong here, feel free to put it in the comments. Not sexist. It's a fact. Women get tipped more than men. Maybe it's different in a gay bar. Okay, sure. But my point is, typically speaking, women get tipped more than men. And this is what flew them off the handle. So, like, my question to you is, did I say something wrong for simply claiming women get tipped better than men? And this is not my opinion. This is over 15 years observing it. This is many other people will tell you the same thing. If you've worked in any kind of restaurant as a taxi driver, as anything like this, a waitress, you'll probably agree with me. But what do you think? Was I wrong for saying it? You know? But anyways, I hope you're all doing well and take care.